Hey guys, so it's Nate coming to you again this lovely morning in Alabama. So I told you guys I'd shoot a video about some rabbits whenever I got them and put them in the colony pen. So that's what I'm here to get done today. We picked up 5 rabbits last Monday. Well, it's actually the Monday before last. It's going to be about 10 days ago. We picked them up on the 13th. It's 23rd today. Since we picked them up, we have lost 2 of those rabbits. They were really young. The guy who sold them to us probably didn't know that they were sick when they sold them to us. They literally died within about 24 hours of each other. About the 3rd day that we had them. Wasn't a whole lot that we could do. These ones right here, since we've had them a little over a week now, they're about 7 to 8 weeks old. Got some buckets, just one 5-gallon bucket and a 3-gallon bucket in that little colony pen, kind of like a hidey hole. And as you can see, the female in there, she just loves it. She just sits there pretty much all day during the daytime, and then she gets out here and runs around at night. It was raining extremely bad when we got them, so I didn't actually put them out here until yesterday. We still had a little bit of rain, so it wasn't too bad, but I figured it'd be a nice introduction to them, to the grass and to the land and everything like that, to the elements. Really wanted to know how they would do with it, so if they started to get sick, I could always bring them back. But this pen, I'll back up so you can see it, is 4 foot wide, 8 foot long, 2 foot high. As you can tell, there's just grass clippings on top of this. Got about 4 inches on top. It's all made out of poultry netting and split 2x4s. I just did some rip cuts on them. I didn't want this to be too heavy, so it would be hard to move. Since I split down those 2x4s, except for the bracings, doesn't weigh much, maybe 40 pounds. Doesn't weigh anything at all to move. And on occasion, we move it around the yard. If the rabbits eat the grass all the way down, we'll probably scoot it over a little bit, so that way they could have a little bit more access to some more grass, so they can keep eating and stay healthy. The reason why I put grass on top of this was because this is the one place in my yard that doesn't have shade at all points in times during the day. And it gets pretty hot here in Alabama. So because it gets hot, we put the grass on top of here to provide some shade. Also, if it starts to rain, as long as it's not like hurricane weather, that grass will absorb just about all that rain, and it won't get to the rabbits. It'll keep them pretty dry. If it is raining extremely hard, they can always get in those buckets and avoid the rain as well. To access the rabbits, the poultry netting on top of this is just zip tied. Let me see if I can show you that. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it. Right there's a little zip tie. So if we ever need to get them out, then we can always cut that zip tie and have access right to it. No problem at all. If we have to get them out for any reason, I'm always keep their water and their food stocked. Got this big old water bottle here, 32 ounces. I have to fill it up twice a day. I'm probably going to be getting another one, since I only have 3 rabbits in there, but since they're out in the weather, they drink a little bit more. I've noticed that the rabbits are more active at night. It's probably because of the heat, or it's most likely because they prefer the night. I mean, most of the time when you see rabbits, it's going to be at night out in the wild, so that's why I figure they're more active at night as it is. I've just got a little 2-pound feeder here on the side. Now, this is just hardware cloth. I noticed attaching the waterer and the food container, if you attach it to the poultry netting, it tends to mess it up. So one side of it, I just use hardware cloth, so that way I could attach as many water bottles or food containers to the side as I wanted to. Eventually, I'd like to get rid of that food container to where they're just living off the grass. And let me see if I could show you this. With this particular setup, if you can see at the top of that, all that grass is kind of sagging down because of that poultry netting is only zip tied. That allows the rabbits to also eat from the top if they decide they want to, if the grass is running kind of low on the bottom, if they've nibbled it down pretty far. So it gives them two surfaces that they can eat off of if I don't get around to moving the tractor whenever about the time it needs to be getting moved. And because it's poultry netting, when you tend to move it, it's kind of sharp, especially if the wife's going to be helping me move that. So via request to her, I went ahead and put some handles on this thing as well, so that way it's easier to move. Whenever I got the roll of chicken wire, it came fastened down with this, I guess it would be some kind of I'd say it's probably 9 gauge wire, maybe, if not a little bit lower. I just cut a piece of PVC pipe and put on there, and it works pretty good. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. I've got one on each side. So I mean, that's about it. That's the setup. We kept them in the other hutches that I showed you underneath the carport probably about the first week that we had them, because the weather was so bad here, and we was having some limbs fall and some tops of trees coming out. It was crazy, but everything's good now. The weather's actually starting to warm up, getting extremely hot out here, very, very humid because of the rains. But I just wanted to come to you guys this morning and let you guys see those rabbits. I believe I have 2 males and 1 female is what I was supposed to be getting. I've also noticed that only 2 of them will thump their feet on the ground. So I mean, that's definitely something interesting. Doesn't really surprise me. I was expecting the female to be doing it as well, but I haven't seen or heard her do it yet. So it might just be a male rabbit thing. So I mean, that's pretty much it. I was just wanting to come to you guys this morning and show you guys the hutch, introduce you to the rabbits. And if you guys have any questions or want to know the actual dimensions of this particular hutch, just leave me a comment in the messages below. Also, you're more than welcome to subscribe if you like this video, and I'll have a couple more videos coming to you soon. You guys have a good one. Bye bye.